10.6, surface area of pyramids and cones. When they talk about a height of a pyramid, the height is the perpendicular distance between the base and the vertex. So right here. Here's your height, and it makes an exact 90-degree angle from here out to one of the sides of the bases. So in any of your formulas, when it refers to height, or usually the letter H, like that, that is the height of your pyramid. The slant height, that's kind of exactly what it says. It's not straight up and down, it's slanted. It's the one on this side, it makes a perpendicular with here, it makes a 90-degree angle also, but it's the one that's slanted. So it's exactly what it says. But the slant height isn't in a formula with the letter H, it's with the letter L. Slant height with the letter L. And that same thing goes for the height of a cone and the slant height of a cone. The height, which is usually an H, the slant height is the outside of the cone, and that's with an L. That's the difference between slant height and height in your formulas. Now it says finding the slant height. We know how to do this. In most of your problems, they tell you, they give you the diagram, or they'll tell you the slant height. But if they don't, like in this figure here, I want to know what this slant height is. What is this L? Anything look familiar on this? How we could find out what that slant height would be? What did we learn earlier this year that deals with right triangles? What was that? Pythagorean theorem. Yes, we can figure that out by a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Because here's my right triangle. The slant height would be what in this situation? The A, the B, or the C? Because the slant height is opposite of the right angle, so it is your C. The other ones are your A and your B. So what is the A and the B in this case? The A, how long, do we know how long that is? It is what? 1 inch. So 1 squared plus, what's the height? What's the other leg? The B is 2.25 squared, and that equals c squared, which we don't know yet. What's 1 times 1? 1 plus, now on your calculators, 2.25 times 2.25 is? What do you get? 5.0625. Add that to 1, you get 6.0625 equals c squared. And then if you remember, you need to hit your square root button because we need the square root of that. That equals c. So what does c equal? Round it to the nearest tenth. 2.5 if you round it to the nearest tenth. So now we know our slant height is 2.5 what? Inches. Yes. So if they don't give us the slant height, we use the Pythagorean theorem to find it, which is a review we've done in the past. Now, surface area of a regular pyramid. A regular pyramid meaning that you have a square base. A regular pyramid, the base is a square, meaning all sides are congruent and it has 90-degree angles. Alright, so if the base is a square, this is the formula that you need. Well, this is basically the formula for any of them right here. The surface area equals the base. So whatever your base is, if it's a square, it's what? How do you find the area of a square? Right here. Side squared. If it's a triangle, what would I put in here? I wouldn't put in side squared for the base. If this had a triangular base, oop, kind of a goofy triangle, but it works. What would I put in here instead of side squared? If it had a triangular base, we'd have to put in 1/2 the base times the height. You should put these in your notes so you know. That is if it has a triangular base. What if it has a rectangular base? Now, we wouldn't put side squared, then we would put what in there? How do you find the area of a rectangle?
Length times width.
Thank you. Yes, length times width. All right, so whatever the base is, if it's a triangle, you'd put 1/2 times the base times the height in here. If it's a square, you put s squared in there. If it's a rectangle, then you put length times width in here for the base. Okay, so whatever goes here depends upon what the base of the pyramid is. Then you have to add 1/2 times 4, or actually 1/2 times p. This is the perimeter of the base. Now it depends upon what your perimeter is. 1/2 times, if it's a, you might have to go side plus side plus side if it's a what? Triangle. 1/2 the perimeter. If it is a square, you'll go what? 4 times the s, because the 4 sides are the same. If it's a rectangle, you'll have to go 1/2 times. You could go side plus side plus side plus side if you wanted to, or who remembers how to find the perimeter of a rectangle?
2 times L plus 2 times W.
Yeah, did you say 2, right? 2L plus 2W, because you need 2 lengths and 2 W's. Excellent memory. And then they have the slant, the L. We need the slant type. So let's, with that little bit of knowledge in a quick hurry, let's apply it and practice it right here. What kind of a base do we have? 15 and 15, that is a what?
Square.
So we have a square pyramid. So the surface area is, so the base, this is my base. Right here, my base is a square, so I'm going to put in s squared because I have to find the base area. Plus 1/2 times, now since it's a square, it's 4 times s. Could you go 1/2 times side plus side plus side plus side, and then that would cover a rectangle or a square, right? And take that times L. Maybe that'll be easier for you to remember. If it's a triangle, you would go 1/2 times side plus side plus side, right? That might be easier for you to remember. Instead of remembering all of them, but the perimeter of the base. So let's plug in our numbers here. We want to find the surface area. Surface area equals, what is one of the sides? Now we're just working with the base here. Nothing else of the pyramid. What is the side of my base? 15. So 15 squared, because we have to find, that's 15 times 15 to find the area of this base. What is 15 times 15? We have 225. So I'm already done now. I've already found the surface area of my base here. It's a square. My surface area of that is 225. 225 meters squared. That's what we just figured out by that part of the formula. Now we need to find the surface area of, how many sides does this pyramid have? 4. All right, so let's figure out the rest of this equation now. Plus, and it's a square, so if you want to use this one for the square or the rectangle, you'll go 1/2 times. What are my sides? We could go 15 plus 15. We could do it that way. Or we could do like we had up here, you know, it's a square, so 4 times the side, which is 15, right? So what is 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15, or 4 times 15? 60, right? So plus 1/2 times 60, but then we still have our slant height we need to take it times. What is our slant height of our pyramid? They tell us here it is 21. So you have to take that times 21. Now remember, orders of operations, you gotta have to leave this alone first, and then we add it, we have to multiply first. So do you want to take 1/2 of 21 or 1/2 of 60? The beauty of your calculator is, it doesn't matter. If you want to, you can turn this into what?
0.5.
0.5. So on your calculator, 0.5 times 60 times 21. What does that equal? So we have 630. That's the area of all my sides. So all the sides now equal 630. Add that to the bottom, 225. What is the total surface area of that square pyramid? 855. You're half right. 855 what?
Meters squared.
Exactly. Meters squared, because area is always squared. You're done. That's the surface area of that one, because it's a square. It has a square base, a square pyramid. Now the cone is basically, you got to find the area of the base. You always have to start out by finding the area of the base that it's sitting on. And cones' bases are what?
Circle.
A circle. And if you remember, to find the area of a circle, you take pi times r squared. Pi times that's the same as pi times radius times radius. Pi r squared for your circle. So in this case, let's go to the next problem. Okay. On this example, surface area equals, what is pi? Nice. 3.14. What if it was a fraction? Who remembers pi as a fraction? 22 over 7. Yes, 22 over 7 is what it would be as a fraction. Okay, so we've got pi times the radius. What is my radius? They give me my radius. My radius, remember, is just halfway across. What's it called all the way across? That would be your diameter. In this case, your diameter would be 8. So if they give you the diameter, you have to do what to it?
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2. Cut it in half. So here, our radius is 4. So some people like to put 4 squared like that. Some people like to go 3.14 times 4 times 4, so they don't forget to square it. And it's easier to put it on the calculator. All right, plus, so let's figure out that base first. So now, what is the area of this base? What is 3.14 times 4 times 4? I'm hearing different ones. 50.24, 50.26. Some of you using the pi key, and some of you are putting in 3.14, right? Who used the pi key? Yours is going to be a little more accurate, and that's going to be 50.26. Who used 3.14? You guys get 50.24, don't you? All right, just so that we all come up with the same answers, because some of the calculators we have don't have the pi key. Let's all put in 3.14 for pi when we're multiplying, so we all end up with the exact same answer. Just because of the calculators we have. So in this case, then we'll use the 50.24 because we put in 3.14 in our calculator, so we get 50.24. That is the area of my base. Now let's find the surface area of the cone. That is this part, pi, which is, again, in your calculator, use 3.14 instead of the pi key. So we come up with the same answer, times the radius, which was 4. Now what's my slant height on the cone? 8. On your calculator, what do you come up with then? What's the surface area of the cone part? 100.48. And everybody came up with the same answer when you put 3.14 in? Perfect. Add these together, the base and the body of the cone, and you get what? 150.72. Now, what does it ask for in our directions? Do they want us to round to this one?
Yeah.
It says find the surface area of the cone. Round to the nearest square foot. So they want us to round it to the nearest what? Whole number. Exactly. So is this going to be 150 or 151? So we'll round it to 151 feet squared. What if they said round it to the nearest tenth? What would I get? 150.7, 6, or 8? Right. 7 stays the same because of that 2. So if they said round it to the nearest tenth, it would be 150.7. All right. Again, what kind of a base do I have here? A square. So we need to find the surface area equals. Well, to find this square, it's going to be what? 12 times what? 12. That's my base. I want to find the area of my base. What's the area then? 12 times 12 is? Good. We have 144 now for the base. We have to add that to the body of the pyramid. And what formula do I need to use there? I need to take 1/2 times the perimeter. So do you want to take 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, or do you want to go 4 times 12? I agree. Plus 4 times 12. And then we'll take that times the slant height, which is 28. So on your calculator, 0.5 times 4 times 12. And we can do that because it's all multiplying, times 28. You can put it all in your calculator and it'll give you the correct answer. You get what? 672. Add those together. The surface area of that pyramid is 816. Half correct. Feet squared. Excellent. 816 feet squared. All right, the surface area of the cone. Let's find the area of our base, which is a circle. So the surface area equals, the circle is pi r squared. So 3.14 times, what's my radius? 7 times 7. Let's figure that part out first. What's my base? The surface area equals 153.86. Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's the surface area of the base. Now let's find the body of the cone. Plus, now we have to do what? 3.14 pi times, we're getting one, times the radius. Okay, so pi times the radius of 7 times the slant height of 9. All right, so what do we get for the body now? So surface area equals, we've already got the base, 153.86. Add that to the body of it, what do we get?
197.82.
197.82. Add the base and the body together. Surface area equals 351.68. And now it says round to the nearest whole number, so our actual surface area will be 350. 350? Oh yeah, 352 centimeters squared. Questions? Questions on this? All right.